We've been waiting for years. Well, they're finally here. All the ETFs. We know what happens next. Bitcoin to $1 million. Sounds a little silly. Think a bit bigger. BlackRock, oh Billy. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 50. Now wouldn't that be nifty? Think bigger.
GM and welcome back to the channel, and happy ETF to those who celebrate. So big news as of yesterday, of course, we had the ETF approval as expected, Wednesday the 10th of January 2024. Now, just putting up Hal Finney's post here, running Bitcoin, his tweet, 11th of Jan 2009. So that is exactly to the day 15 years ago when he tweeted that. Talk about being early. Of course, he is likely Satoshi, or at least involved in the group that was Satoshi, and really paved the way for cryptography to take hold, and of course for us to have our magic internet beans, which are now being recognized on an international scale by the major financial institutions. So I actually think this would be kind of like a before Christ, after death kind of situation here, before ETF or after ETF, and you'll become early in terms of new participants who come after the ETF. So we've had a few trial runs at crypto here at this point, but now it is the big leagues. A lot of money going to flow into crypto, and very excited for the future and 2024 and what it's going to bring. So looking forward to tomorrow and the flows that we start to see. I think it will be quite telling. What we can see here is just some of the headlines. The SEC approves Bitcoin's ETFs. Now, it's quite weird as well because they didn't actually tweet out anything. Of course, their Twitter accounts were compromised, the SEC and Gensler, just the previous day to this. And now we're seeing that they just haven't posted anything on socials, but the information did come through thick and fast from various resources. It was like CBOE statements coming through and paperwork that Eric Balchunas and James Safehart were retweeting. So hats off to those guys who have kept us crypto degens in the loop massively for ETFs. Now, in terms of the votes here, this was quite interesting because it was a 3-5 in favor for the ETF to be approved. So we got Hester, Ueda and Gensler with the approvals here, and we had a rejection from Lizarraga and Cranshaw down here. So if you are in the States and you are able to not vote for these guys in the future, they are idiots. But it seems we have Gensler tipping the vote and the scale here. You can see 2 Republicans versus 2 Democrats, and of course Gensler is a Democrat. However, yeah, BlackRock probably have given him a pat on the shoulder and told him, do the honorable thing, sir. And also factoring into this, if he wants a job at a crypto firm in the future, it makes sense that he's approved the Bitcoin First Spot ETF. And we often see that in these kind of big corporate roles. You have the gamekeeper essentially becoming the poacher at a later date. That is a tale as old as time. So, watch out for his next moves. BTC update here, 46,345. No sell the news as of yet. No real gigabid coming through, but the ETFs starting up tomorrow. So as I say, we'll see what flows start to come in for this market. Should be super interesting, but the Bitcoin chart here looks exceptionally bullish, pushing up against these resistances here towards 48k. Not a whole lot of room until we get into the 50s. So I think we're going to start to see calls for all-time highs very soon once this thing pops off, probably over the next 24 to 48 hours. I enjoyed this take earlier, DeFi Squared. Let me be clear, we just won a decade-long fight to make Bitcoin mainstream and available to investor portfolios worldwide. So if you're not long right now because you convinced yourselves some people would take profit on today, then I really don't know what to tell you guys. And that is sentiment that I can echo due to the fact it seemed overwhelmingly that if you had ever given us this kind of situation going back the last previous years, a few months before a Bitcoin halving, having a potential spot ETF come to the market, having the endorsement from BlackRock and these major financial institutions with huge amounts of dollars in AUM and huge marketing budgets at their disposal, I would have bitten your hand off at any of those times and said, yeah, let's go balls to the wall long on crypto at this point. And it seems like it's going to pay off, and it just makes logical sense. I can't really understand why people were fudding themselves out of entries. Idiots like Capo suggesting we are going to get a top here and go down to 12,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. It simply isn't going to happen when the people with the greatest amounts of money in this world are coming in to dominate this market. They're going to pump the bags. So a quick trip down memory lane to recalibrate here for those who are not bullish enough. So on CoinMarketCap, you can do snapshots and go back in time. So this was around the 21st of November, 2021, very near the top here. And just to show you some of the market caps of absolute garbage. So this is the top 500 coins. And as you can see, the top 500 coins were all around $100 million in market cap as a minimum. And there's stuff like Carver's Lend Protocol Hard, which probably shouldn't have had its own token. That's at 100 mil. Loads of shit on here like BSC Ponzi's and stuff, 100 mil market caps. You have the likes of Energy, Certic Coin, 100 mil market cap. And you start to scroll up here and you can see that to get into like 100 to 200 mils, a lot of absolute garbage got there in the last cycle. And if we are to go and blow the previous all-time highs out of the water in terms of total 1, total 2, total 3, those kind of overall gauges for the market, a lot of the coins, if you are decent at picking coins, which we like to think we are decent at doing so on this channel, they're going to be running into the multiples of hundreds of millions of dollars and even billions of dollars if you've got your bags in decent plays. So some of these mid and low caps, which are going to reprice to like top 200, top 100 coins, they're going to be worth an obscene amount of money. So you do need to try and recalibrate your brain a bit. And my advice for this, and what I've been telling myself, is to have an exit strategy plan in terms of the numbers at which coins get to, the kind of market caps, and what that will mean for their actual individual cost basis. So for example, just say we've got a random coin here. So say we were holding a bag of Elitas, no idea what the fuck that is. But if this thing was to get back to $1 billion market cap this time round at a price point of $17.56, I want to have a strategy as to what percentage of my bag am I selling at that point, and then having laddered bids as to exiting these positions if the market continues to, scream up even higher. But look at this top 100 here. Everything is above $1 billion in market cap. Loads of deca billions, if that is a term. So $10 billion plus market caps into the top 20 here. And remember, we had the likes of Cardano at $61 billion. Sol hit 70 bill last time. BNB, $100 billion market cap. And there's a lot of these new clean plays that are going to come out, potentially, a bit more revolutionary in terms of modular blockchains, in terms of restaking and these things that could really capture big amounts of mind share during the market cycle. And they're going to probably launch at decent valuations, but you can see the big numbers that are on the table for the taking in this next 12 months, 24 months, or whatever it will be. So total market cap for all of crypto currently at $1.728 trillion. It topped out at 3 trillion last time. Chris Beniski is suggesting we will go for 10 trillion during this market cycle. And that would be obviously very, very frothy indeed, but we are all for that. In terms of Bitcoin being at 46K right now, got to hit over 100K this cycle. I can't see how it doesn't do more than a 2x from here and then some. Maybe targets towards 200,000 should be a little bit more realistic, because the amount of flows we're going to see into this asset class, the institutions want to make it their bitch, well, they're going to pump the damn bags. So I'm very excited for what is to come. Of course, it's not going to be plain sailing. As we've seen over the previous weeks, plenty of shakeouts do occur. So you have to have conviction in your bags, have a big pair of balls, and sit on your hands and not sell like a little bitch during the bull markets. We have total 3 here from DocXBT. Also, this chart just looks super clean. We've had that retest of the around $450 billion market cap that we showed on the charts on this channel over the last few days, and it seems to want to kick up another gear here. So this again looks primed to move the alt markets. Crazy digits. I think a lot of people will flood into the markets now once the Bitcoin ETF goes live tomorrow, and they start to ram down our necks all the numbers in flows coming into this market. Then another case in point of sitting on your hands when you know you've got something good and a bit of a winner is WIF here. So this was trading at 7 cents 3 days ago. It's now at roughly 20 cents per token, and someone bid around $8 to $9 million of this thing overnight, just coming in and cleaning up a whole load of WIF tokens, somewhere in the tune of 37 million tokens, I believe that the address now has. So that is pretty damn crazy. This ReDAO, if you've seen that being quoted, ReDAO just sent their domain to that address, so it kind of looks like Redoubt owns those coins. You know, quite a real cool marketing ploy to actually play, and very much right of the bell curve there with that move from them. But we have no idea really who that entity is. You know, to ape in and just clip in that amount of funds is a little bit silly, because they've taken huge amounts of slippage. They're down like 5 mil on that purchase already in terms of the market value. And of course, you can't sell that amount of tokens without nuking the chart as well. So not exactly sure what the game is here, but very bullish on people spending $8 million on my meme coins. And I do think WIF has really settled itself and cemented itself as part of the crypto law and culture here in 2023 and 2024 and beyond. So we have in 5 days time, check that, it's actually 4 right now. I put 5 days, Binance, can we get a listing on National Hat Day, which is on the 15th of January 2024. So 15th of Jan, National Hat Day, we're asking Mr. Richard Teng down here, can we get a damn listing for dog with hats? Here is the chart. You have to put it now onto a line, due to the fact if you put the candles on this chart now, you have that person's gigabid and this thing wicking up to $3, which just absolutely cooks the chart for you. But you can see massive downtrend. We saw 2 capitulation events here, 4th of Jan, and then this one down to like 6.5, 7 cents here. Everyone just spewing their coins, all these lower highs on the way down, and then we see people scooping up the bottom like Pentoshi, sending this thing, and then we had a bit of consolidation, ETF approved, and then the big buys came in. Seems to be consolidating at 20 cents, and the chart looks super, super primed yet again. All-time high is 30 cents. It's gone from 6 or 7 to 20. To get to 30 cents isn't going to take too much if the market conditions do persist. And we have Arthur Hayes even on board as well here. He says this: putting my final touches on my next essay, ETF with hats, and I need a good photo. Please send the best Gary Gensler with hat meme. I will choose the one I like best as the leading photo for the essay. So that is my contribution here. BlackRock have just requested the WIF ETF, sir. So I hope you have a great day out there and you're enjoying the content here whilst we are on the travels. I'll be back in the UK this time next week and back to the studio. But in the meantime, if you could subscribe to the channel, and you'll see a very much more professional setting over the next week or so. See you in the next one. Peace.